What up?
Hey, everybody. What's up?
What's up, y'all?
Man, it is too fucking hot.
Not in here, but outside.
Yeah, like outside, it's, and I'm, obviously I'll prefer to be always be ready. I'm dressed like I'm ready to go to a funeral. Like,
oh yeah, you're wearing way too much for this kind of weather.
Yeah,
like we're nearing 100 degrees.
Mm-hmm. And
and we went out for lunch, actually.
Yeah.
Right, and we're walking out, and it kind of reminded. It's actually sort of dry heat, as opposed to.
It's not as wet.
Yeah. Right, so
Okay.
I don't mind it as much when it's dry heat. At least you can get in the shade, and it's not as bad.
Absolutely. It's funny because you walk faster than me usually, so from afar. I look like your fat ass shadow.
No, actually, someone commented today that you're looking.
I mean,
like you lost weight and you look stocky, and it's true. I was looking at you too. I was kind of like, look, yeah, dude looks like you look like a football player. Like you always look like a football player.
Just my position changed. You know what I mean?
No, you look like you're in good shape. And like, so I know you've been having some gout flare-ups, but like, that's probably a good sign because you get gout flare-ups when you're burning lots of fat.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, part of me goes, hey, so I do feel, I don't know about if I lost weight or anything, but, or I got slimmer by any means, but I do feel like there's a little bit of transformation.
You feel healthier.
No, I don't feel healthier.
No.
I don't feel healthy at all. Actually, like.
Well, the whole point was you want to extend your life,
right?
Right. Do you feel like you've extended some of it?
Like maybe like I got 5 minutes back. So.
Is it really worth it? Is it really worth all that?
All that lifting? No. Now at this point, like, as our Noonchi Podcast fans, they might know that the way I motivate myself is to curse myself out, right?
Yeah.
And so now it's kind of like in my mind, I've set certain goals at the gym, and I go, until I hit that, I won't stop.
Okay.
So,
do you want to speak of those goals? What's one of them?
Usually because I'm doing weight training, so everything is like strength training,
Okay.
right? And so I have very weak upper body. My lower body, I'm actually like, I'm not bad.
Okay.
Right? But upper body is kind of weak.
Okay.
So I want to be able to bench at least 100 kilograms.
What's that in pounds? I'm sorry.
220.
Ooh, damn. Okay. Yeah.
Until I get there.
Well, legitimately, like one rep?
One rep.
Okay.
Yeah. If I can get there, I'll be all right. Okay, then.
How far are you?
Pretty far.
Pretty far? Okay.
I'm like...
but you're improving.
I've done up to 50 kilograms.
Oh, so you started at lower and then you...
I started with the bar, which is 20.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So...
Okay.
So like, I'm like, my upper body is like ridiculously weak compared to my lower body. And I realize it's because I know it's been a while, but long time ago taekwondo training,
yeah,
you work out your lower body more.
Oh, right. That's why. And so
right, it's like
in core, right? Taekwondo is a lot about core. I remember I took taekwondo like not long, but I remember having to do sit-ups and
By the way, in this day and age, in COVID times in Korea, you can't key up.
Because
you go to taekwondo school, you got to be like,
oh yeah, right.
You can't.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, those are certain goals that I've set.
Okay.
And until I meet them, I just feel like a failure. So.
Oh man, well, to each their own, right? I know I'm getting stronger upper body wise because I was doing 100 push-ups a day. Now I've upped it to 120.
Oh.
I think I could go a little bit more, maybe 5 more, but I'm gonna just stick with 120.
Yeah.
For now, I've been doing that for the last week and a half, I would say. I added another.
Because you haven't been running? Have you been
No,
running?
I haven't been running. It's just too hot. Even at 5 a.m. when I wake up, it's still 80 degrees outside. So,
yep. And then you can't use a treadmill because, well, you can, but you're doing 6 kilometers per hour, which is a brisk walk.
So 6 kilometers, that's a pretty good pace.
Yeah.
To be honest, when you're doing like long, like, what do you call it? Long distance running.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not that fast though, but I get it. If you keep at that rate.
It's a brisk walk, dude.
Yeah.
You're not, for you to even get a sweat going.
Yeah.
You need to do it for like 2 hours. You know those, my mom likes to do that. Like my mom, obviously at her age, she's not going to run. Right. And so what she does is she likes to walk. And so she'll walk like for 40 minutes around the house, like like not around the house, but around the yard.
Yeah.
Like a crazy person.
Okay.
And so, when you go to like houses with swimming pools, they're not like Olympic sized pools. So if you jump in there, like, I did like 10 laps. So like that's the equivalent of doing half a lap of like a regular size competition pool.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like but it's like my mom doing 30 minutes of back and forth swimming, but instead of that, she's walking religiously.
So I did start gaining a little weight, but I noticed I'm gaining some muscle mass a little bit, right? So I rather around the waist is starting to fill up again, but I noticed like we work from home half the time.
Yeah.
I force myself to go out to buy my coffee and not have the instant coffee at home. But that walk is not very far from my house. It's literally just like a 3-minute walk. And I get enough of a sweat from that walk.
Yeah, man, it's fucking hot outside.
Gosh, man. Like I literally need a shower coming back from a 10-minute walk.
Yeah.
Well, I live on a hill too, so I'm going up and down. But
did you know? And I've learned. I've asked around. It's not like super common, but Koreans have interesting superstitions, myths. What is old wives' tales? Like for example, on bad misemonji days, you're supposed to eat samgyeopsal.
Yeah,
which is strange, but I'm all for that one.
I'm for that one too.
Yeah, or like the one that you say is that like if you're really stressed out, you eat something spicy.
Yeah.
To relieve your stress.
It works. Yeah.
There's something that is very weird, like especially during the hot months. You like they do a lot of like horror things on related stuff on TV, whether it's like on variety shows where like you go to a haunted house or you do like what do you call it, like the what do you call them, those mazes where the haunted, like the not Scary Farm, that kind of shit.
Not Scary Farm, kind of Everland.
Yeah, scary shit.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because they believe that when you're scared, it brings down your body temperature. You get colder.
Okay.
Right. So
because the blood leaves your face.
I guess. I guess. And so it got me to think. Like I'm not a big fan of that genre in general, but
me too.
What are in your mind? What was the scariest movie you've seen or scariest thing you've seen?
Oh man, I don't like scary movies. The scariest thing I've ever seen was a thing called Faces of Death.
Oh.
It's like a documentary series.
Yeah. Some of them, by the way, are fake, by the way.
Well, when I was a kid, like a teen, like 12 years old, I watched that stuff with my brother, and everyone kind of forced me to watch it. And it was just, oh my gosh, I used to get nightmares about it.
Yeah, it's kind of, what do you call it? What is that word? It's like almost like a snuff film, right? minus the sex, right? But
Yeah.
the snuff film of like the gore and the death.
I can't believe that kind of stuff existed. These days, I mean, besides that, like the fictional stuff, I didn't even watch Oldboy because I heard it was like too suspenseful.
Oh, so you don't like any of that?
I don't like stuff like that. Like the last horror film I saw is because I went to a private screening of it, House of Wax.
Why did you go to a private screening of that? Like,
I don't know. I don't remember. It was such a long time ago that I went and watched it, and I was like, "Oh, I can't pass this up. Like, this is Hollywood. I want to go to this."
Right.
And I watched it, and then it just gave me nightmares for a long time. I remember Paris Hilton was in it or something, and Alicia Cuthbert, I think.
Ooh. You know what's funny? When you said Paris Hilton, I was like, and then Alicia, okay, girl next door, all right.
I think that was her. But anyway, horror films, I'm not really good at suspense either. I just don't like it. You know, the most I'll watch that's suspenseful is like a M. Night Shyamalan movie, like Sixth Sense.
Okay.
But that stuff scares me too.
Were you always like that? I mean, because I was a pussy. I still am, right? When it comes to like
the horror films.
Yeah.
So now you won't even watch it.
I mean, not for fun, you know.
But would you watch it? Let's say if you were on a date and they
she
wanted to see it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm not scared of this shit. Like, I'm gonna be like, man, like, because you know, to me, it's again old school thinking, old school, raised old school, right? So like, you know, it's kind of like you see that, so stereotypically the girl is gonna be, oh my god, and then like reach over to brace, you know, and then the guy has to be like, you know, why do you think I'm fucking working out? You know, my upper body just like flexing a little bit to be, oh my god, this guy's not even afraid of, you know.
I remember one time at school, at church. One time we were hanging out at church, a bunch of girls and guys on a weekend, and you know, we're not really supposed to hang out there, but it was a big church, and we were playing like hide and go seek or something like that. But we had tried to set up some girls where we're gonna freak them out, right? And I knew it was coming. Like we were waiting around the corner, and somebody brought them to us, and we scared the hell out of them, right? But even though I can anticipate that, I knew that I was on the side that was anticipating. I still got scared, and I ended up running outside. Like, oh my god! Like, you want to talk about who's a biatch? Like it's.
Oh man, you know the punchline, and you still react. That's awesome, though. Yeah. So
that's how bad I am.
So a movie that's not supposed to be that scary. As a child, I watched it, and it freaked me out. And to this day, it's kind of affected me.
Can I guess? Was it It?
No.
No?
No.
Was it Chucky?
No.
Oh, what was it?
Ghostbusters 2.
What?
Ghostbusters 2.
Ghostbusters 2 freaked you out?
Yes.
That's the one with Bobby Brown, right? The theme song was sung by Bobby Brown.
I think so.
Yeah.
So number one was the Stay Puff Marshmallow.
Stay Puff, yeah.
Number two is Vigo. It's
Vigo,
like the crazy, I don't know what country that fool was from, but like the painting.
Yeah.
And that fucker looks scary, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, what it freaked me out was because, like, you know, when you brush your teeth in the dark, you know, like sometimes you go like as a child. So, you know, brushing your teeth in the dark, you're kind of just like, you know, kind of staring at the sink. And then like you look up because inevitably you picture Vigo's face like just scaring you, right?
Yeah.
So that like even up until as an adult, it freaked me out.
Yeah.
So now I always brush my teeth with the lights on.
With the light on.
Right. But the one time I was like, oh, I should be over this. I'm an adult, right? Was I'm super name dropping random people here, right? But so I was in New York for some gigs, And my buddy Esther Koo, who's a comedian.
Esther, yeah.
Yeah, she was in town and she goes, hey, I'm going to do some gigs all the way up in Maine. But, you want to come do gigs with me. But, on the way, we're going to stop by Boston and do a gig.
Okay.
I was like, oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So we drive out to Boston. We do a gig right next. It was like a comedy club. I forget the name, but it was like next to Emerson College.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then, so after the gig, there was this like white dude that goes, hey, like, you guys, hey, Esther, follow me. Oh, hey, okay. So like, I'm like, so I didn't know where we were going to stay.
Okay.
We ended up staying at this dude's house.
Like a frat house?
Kinda.
Okay.
But, so I was like, oh, so we're staying, crashing. Yeah, he has a big house. We can stay there. And I was like, what the fuck is going on, right? So we go, nice looking guy, but I don't know the guy. We didn't talk after the show, barely. He just said, hey, just follow us. So I was like, this is how, scary movies start.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm getting the chills right now.
Right.
Thinking about
so we're driving and then we get to this dude's house, big ass house. 2 stories, like just big fucking house.
Okay.
Right?
In college? But he's
no, he's not in college.
He's not a college.
Yeah. So it's a little bit outside of Boston, right? I forget what city. Okay. So we get there and I was like, what? All right. Because it's a big enough house where I was like, it's clear there'd be plenty of rooms.
Okay.
Right? So we go inside and the wallpapers are wallpapered with a pattern that I was kind of familiar with. It is a t-shirt company called Johnny Cupcakes.
Okay.
Right? So Johnny Cupcakes, have you heard of them?
Yeah. It
was Johnny Cupcakes' house.
Oh, wow.
That dude's name was Johnny Cupcakes.
Oh, no way. So he had his own like...
Yeah. So I was like, so his whole place was wallpapered with his fucking logo.
Okay.
And I didn't know because, my name is Johnny, right? Okay. Whatever. And so it happened to be Johnny Cupcakes' house. Right?
Wow, okay.
So, he leads us upstairs and goes, your rooms are here. Danny, you could sleep right there. And, no one knows about my fear of Ghostbusters 2, right? So let's say that there was 3 rooms off the stairs. My room was the furthest one. The middle room, the door was open. He had a life-size painting of Vigo in that fucking room. Right? So I'm walking and I see it in the corner of my eye. And I was like, oh man, I can't sleep here. Dude.
What are the chances? So one movie that gives you the creeps.
Like I thought that like as an adult, I was at the time maybe like in my mid-20s, that I was over it. Fuck it, Bill Murray, hilarious. But then as I'm passing, I see Vigo in the corner of my eye. I said, oh no. So I did not sleep in that room.
You didn't? Okay.
I didn't tell them that I have a big fear of...
Oh, you didn't say anything?
No.
I wonder if it was the real thing. If it was a prop that he bought at an auction or something.
It's possible. I don't know why anyone would have a replica of that.
Why would you have a replica if you're Johnny Cupcakes?
Yeah, but his house was very interesting. Like he'd have like secret doors. So there'd be like a bookshelf with like a skull on it, but then other shit.
He's that kind of guy.
So if you hit it, then the shelves open and then you go into
that makes sense.
Why gaming. It was like a dude that, when you were a kid, you're like, I wish my house had that.
Yeah, like Webster. You remember that show Webster?
Yes.
Had a secret doorway.
Yeah. That's kind of the house that he had. It was fun. He had a pinball machine, blah, blah, blah. Good dude. But anyway.
There's a Reddit thread, or what do you call it? Subreddit. Of secret doorways, by the way. It's kind of a fun subreddit. Yeah. Anyway.
So, yes, that fucked me up.
How'd you make it through the night? Did you sleep?
No.
Oh my goodness.
And then and then here's the thing. We go to Maine. Bangor, Maine. Right?
Bangor, Maine?
Yes.
Okay.
The hometown of Mr. Stephen King. Right? Yeah. And then so we did this gig at this college. I forget what the college was, right? And it was a packed house. And I was like, Esther's not famous. I sure as hell ain't famous. I wasn't even on the bill, right? Or like it was, you know.
Yeah.
But it was packed.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, why the fuck are you here? They were like, there's nothing else to do except trick or treat at Stephen King's
Oh, no
house.
way. Are you kidding me? Right. That's why it was packed. Literally, they're looking for events.
I don't know. I'm not trying to shit on Bangor, Maine or whatever, but there was what I got, the response I got from the audience members was there's nothing to do there. So that's why they came.
Well, I went to school in in the Northeast. Northeast of Boston. So I do remember going to events and it always being packed. Like if there was a band on campus that was playing like at a cafe like in another nearby town, it would always be packed.
Really?
Yeah. So I understand that small towns, you know, not lots of events. So.
Right. So it was like a very horror themed
trip.
Yeah.
Now I gotta.
But I didn't have any.
I know what to get you for Christmas.
No, but but I have. But here's the thing, though. Like I'm trying to think if going back, does getting scared make you feel less hot?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? That I don't know.
I don't know. Right now I'm getting the chills.
Yeah.
So maybe the chills has something to do with temperature as well. Dude, I was so afraid of Freddy Krueger.
Oh, me too.
When I was younger, I hated people like dressing up for Halloween and stuff. Just like, why would you do that? Yeah. One time I was on a similar show. I went to Michigan to do a show, but for a college show. And I slept over like one of the frat houses.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Nice.
Or like and just on a couch. Yep. And I remember I had woken up because I felt someone standing next to me and looking at me. And sure enough, someone was over me looking at me. And I was like, hi, hello. And then before my eyes, just disappeared little by little.
Ooh.
And I screamed like at the top of my lungs. I screamed at the top of my lungs and nobody came to my rescue. Like the whole house, they just slept through it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? I screamed like crazy. And I don't know what to do, right? So I actually was tired. I was tired enough that I fell asleep again. But then the next morning, I asked one of the kids, I was like, hey, did you hear me screaming last night? And they're like, oh, you saw a ghost, right? And I was like, what the fuck? Why would you let me stay at it? Why would you not tell me that there's a ghost at this house? And this is why I believe in ghosts. Because like they knew about it. They didn't say anything. But like I was just kind of like, I couldn't believe it. It was one of it was probably the only supernatural thing I've ever experienced like that. But when anyone ever says they believe in ghosts, I'm like, yeah, dude, like, yeah, I don't like question it.
One time I was doing an army gig in the middle of California. Forget what the base was called. But, you know, usually when you go into like those places, they have housing for you at those army bases, right? At the
you can't stay in the barracks.
Yeah. So, you know, we get to the venue, me and 3 other comics. And they're like, oh, okay, you know, hey guys, you know, here are your rooms. Hey, by the way, just to the FYI, one of those rooms is haunted by a gay ghost. That's what they told me.
Really?
Yeah.
They didn't say which room?
Yeah. And I went, what the fuck is a gay ghost?
Yeah.
You know? Like it could have been just like, hey man, one of them's haunted by a ghost. But the person that basically, you know, booked us was like, hey guys, one of those rooms is haunted by a gay ghost. Right? And then so, you know, we put our bags in. I was like, that's weird, right?
Yeah.
So during the show, I was like, hey, so they told us that one of our rooms is haunted by a gay ghost.
Okay.
And everyone was like, yup. Like it was like that.
Oh, really?
You know?
Okay.
And I was like,
so that's
I didn't none
specific.
None of the comics saw a gay ghost.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, so that was because it'd be funny if it was like someone's like, oh, dude, last night, boo.
Wait, was that a bit?
No.
It really happened. This really happened.
Yeah. They said it was haunted by a gay ghost. Like, I wish some dude was like, yo, man, last night, boo.
Goodness.
No, but yeah. So.
But why? I like how? Yeah, there's so many questions.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, like it's so randomly specific.
Yeah. So
does that make sense? Randomly.
So I don't know if you guys are listening to this being afraid. If you're, I mean, most of the world is hot, right? Where it's at. So hopefully these scary stories. None of them are really scary that we've, like when I'm thinking about it, like
this episode is
these boys are pansies, right?
I'll tell you about the last time I got scared was a few days ago because my wife got really mad at me.
Oh,
so much that I couldn't wait to get out of the house. I was so scared of her.
Was there a reason for why?
Yeah, I mean, because I snap back at so I do this thing where like I'm in the bathroom, right, and I'm doing like brushing my teeth or something, and like I finished the toothpaste or something. In this case, I happened to finish the Listerine, and so I put the bottle on the floor along with something else I had to throw away. And I put it on the floor because I know that if it's there, I'm going to pick it up and throw it out. But I ended up forgetting about it and left it on the floor. And I went outside to play with Benji. This was early in the morning. And I was playing with my son. And my wife comes out with both items. One is a peanut bag, like a plastic bag. And then one is the Listerine thing, right? And she was like mad at me. And she's like, you know where this goes, right? This one goes in the plastic. This one goes in the peanut. For the recycle bin. And I was like, I know where it goes. Like, I'm not an idiot. Don't talk to me like I'm an idiot. So we went back and forth and I was like, she's like, no. Like, she was like, I'm not saying you're an idiot. And I'm like, yes, you are. You're patronizing me. And I was like, did a Papa Go search on patronizing, like in her face, like right in front of her. I was like, this is a bad idea. I knew it was a bad. I pulled my phone out. I was like, just give me a second. I'm just looking up patronizing, right? And meanwhile, she's got like this, what do you think you're doing? Like, she's like super pissed at me. I'm like, oh my God, I can't like back down now. So look it up, right? And then some word came out. I was like, this is the way you're making me feel. and then so it was, she's like, that doesn't make sense. This word does not make sense. And I said, you're talking to me like I'm a child. Right? And then finally I found another definition of it, and it said 잘났어. And I know what 잘났어 means, right? But I said 잘났어. I told her she was 잘났어, but it didn't feel right. It doesn't seem like it's the right definition for patronizing, right? So I just went with it. I was, she was like, and then I was just kind of like so afraid. I said, "Oh, I gotta leave for work. I'm late." So I got my stuff together, and then I left. And then
it's a Sunday.
And then I came home late that night and went to bed. And then the next day I went to work or something. I think this was in the weekend. It was like last week. And then I thought she had forgotten about it after 2 days, but she was being very standoffish to me. And I was afraid. Like, I just had the fear in me still after that time. And then it was at night. She said, come into the room. I need to talk to you. And I was like, oh my gosh. Damn it. I done fucked up. I was like, I promised to throw away the trash, right? Moving forward. I'm sorry. But it would be beyond that. She's like, listen, I wasn't talking to you like a child. All this stuff. Like, you have to, like, she was right. I jumped the gun. Long story short, if you ever get married, you're always wrong. just leave it at that. It's okay. It's not worth it. It's not worth talking back. It's not worth standing your ground sometimes. So anyway, with that said,
chalk that up to another episode of I Don't Want to Get Married.
That's real fear.
Yeah.
Like, that fear, like, is something that I hope one day you'll experience. And
why?
Because misery loves company.
Because I'll be like, motherfucker, you want to have this fight? Let's have this fucking fight.
Misery loves company.
Right?
But the thing that saved us, that kind of killed the awkwardness, I remember the next day was a weekend. And we were making breakfast, right? And we were making omelets or something like that. And so we need multiple eggs. And we noticed as we were cracking each egg, they were all double yolks.
Ooh.
Every single one of them.
Sign of good luck.
Yeah. So we were like, very excited. We started filming it. And then we came back, got to normal, like no more meanness, no more scared or fearness.
You know what you should have done? Double yolks are cool, by the way.
Yeah.
But you should have gotten the eggshells and be like, this goes in the 일반 쓰레기. Just to be a fucking dick. This goes in the general waste.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, we felt lucky doing that, right? At first, I was like, oh, is this weird fertilizer kind of things? I Googled it, and it's actually not that uncommon.
Yeah.
But someone said, oh, it's lucky. I read that somewhere. So we were like, oh, should we buy lotto tickets? So we ended up going to buy lotto tickets. Not a lot, just like $10.
So you got like, 10.
No, we got 5 tickets. 10 tickets, yeah.
10 tickets.
Half of them we filled in our own numbers, and the other half we were just like, oh, this is too much work. So we auto-numbered
You got the auto numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the next day was the drawing, or that night or something. And then my wife, I remember her coming into the room to tell me, we lost.
Those were not lucky.
Yeah. So
that is a very interesting...
that was a long ass story
about fear. The thing that's hot right now in the world, but particularly in Korea, is the Olympics.
Oh yeah,
right.
That's right.
The Olympics. Have you been watching?
No, this is the first time I've been completely detached from the Olympics.
Aren't you like? But aren't you like just kind of not? You don't care about sports in general?
I don't, but at least as long as I've lived in Korea, I think I've lived through
at least
two other Olympics, right? And I was a little bit more excited about it, like the tally, the medal count for Korea and for the US, but like mostly for Korea. Like I remember actually caring more. But this time around, I just haven't had much interest, even in like the opening ceremony and stuff like that. So,
well, by the way, obviously people can't, it's not like a max capacity. Like you barely see anybody in the audience. It was as if they were practicing the opening ceremony during the opening ceremony because there was nobody there. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I have seen snippets of like empty seats.
Yeah,
and
but
whatnot.
here's the thing about Korea that has or about the Olympics that kind of became an issue. The broadcasting company MBC, they were televising the opening ceremonies.
Yeah.
And they'll show the athletes of that certain country walk.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like, okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's Argentina and blah 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 blah. And then there's all these graphics like, what's the capital or what's the population.
Oh, I've heard about this.
Right? But then they would put a picture of like something that represents that said country.
I saw one photo. I saw the Italy, and they put a pizza pie or something like that.
And you said it didn't even look like it looked like Mr. Pizza's pizza, right?
No, it looked like a Papa John's pizza,
right?
You know,
but it got worse.
It was really bad. I mean, I could see why people would have problems with Papa John's.
Like I remember the Haitian team was walking, and they put a picture of like 3-4 people running away from a riot.
What?
like apparently that's what Haitians or Haiti is known for.
My goodness.
According to NBC, right? Dominican Republic. It was a picture of David Ortiz, a Dominican Republic baseball player. Yeah. Right? Who is, a very fantastic player.
Yeah, very famous in the DR.
I think it was Ukraine. They had a picture of Chernobyl.
What? Okay. So it got worse.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. There was one, I think it was called the Marshall Islands. And it was a picture of Google Maps going, it's in the middle of the ocean. We can't fucking find it. It was like literally off the coast. They like zoomed in off the coast of the west coast of the US. And then they just kind of zoomed in to blue. Like, so basically they were just saying that you can't really find it.
So they didn't really hire. I'm guessing whoever produced this segment just kind of did a Google search for Google image search, and just like
no, but
for a country,
like obviously Chernobyl kind of rough.
Yeah, the Ukraine is
yeah. They have Haiti kind of rough.
That's
Dominican Republic. I mean, if I was David Ortiz, I'd be like, yeah, that's
like
that's what. They should know about my country because of me. You know what I mean? Like what for South Korea? What would you put?
Oh, what did they put for South Korea?
I didn't remember.
Oh, okay.
But like I didn't see the whole thing. But if you were that guy, or that whoever, not guy, but it can be
in
whoever.
Bad taste. That put like something for Korea.
Yeah. What is the biggest representation of Korea?
Well, maybe they put a photo of Steven Yeun or something. I don't know. No, that would be ridiculous. Yeah.
If it was another country, I bet you they would put an actor that's not Korean.
Oh, that would be really uncouth.
Yeah.
Like, right.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure, everywhere else they'd probably pick either BTS, or Kimchi.
Yeah, or Kimchi.
But
or Hyundai or But I mean, given like that Chernobyl was a long time ago, it's like them putting up a 1980s Hyundai Excel.
No, but I think also because the show Chernobyl gained some traction in Korea.
Oh, okay.
Because people watch it through.
Well, clearly that show was it was for a Korean audience, right?
The Olympics?
No, the coverage of.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
it was for a Korean audience, so they were appealing to a Korean audience, and they just didn't realize that it would get global attention.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could give them a pass somewhat on that, but it is insensitive if you go beyond
David Ortiz.
It's like
if they go,
they messed up.
They're known for riots. I'm
sure there was an apology, right?
Yeah.
If there was an apology, then someone, then clearly, like they know they messed up.
No, but I think they wouldn't. Well, the apology happens obviously because
it's necessary.
Because people go, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, you know what, we fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's always the case with all apologies, not just in Korea, but all over the world, right? Like it's like you any celebrity that apologizes, they don't do it just because they're like, you know what, I fucked up. It's because, a shitstorm happened before where they're like, I can't believe you did that. You're going to get dropped from this and that, so that is...
people don't want that to be dug up again.
All right,
Like
so
when the Olympics happen in Korea again, you know?
no, but but like Korean editing for like these events are kind of wild. I remember one of it was a past election where they were doing like the election coverage of like, and in this state or this region, you know, this candidate is winning or whatever. They basically, it was like a parody of the Game of Thrones.
Oh, they used like okay.
Yeah, like with like superimposing heads on like, you know, Game of Thrones characters as it's like, you know, like just kind of that stuff, right? So no, that got me thinking. I did not see the whole footage. I just saw it online like everybody else who likes to start shit and cause problems. But
I mean,
if you were that editor, what picture would you use to signify the US?
For US? Oh, I'd probably put like a hot dog or something. I don't know. Like, that's a good question. Yeah. I mean, who, as a person who would embody like David Ortiz for Dominican Republic?
Who is a quintessential American?
Yeah. Like John Wayne, like a cowboy.
That's tough.
You know, like,
because usually it would be a president, but like, but nah.
Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. I mean, if you think about it, there's certain Americans that, you know, are more famous.
Yeah, like Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, right?
Elvis Presley.
If it wasn't embodied in person, like maybe,
I would say it would be like a shot of like a fat person from behind.
Oh man, in bad taste, like that would be something in bad taste, right?
But you know, like the rest of the world thinks that the U.S. is the most obese country.
Oh yeah,
per capita. It's not actually, but that's what they believe. Oh, so many fat people there. I'm like,
what was I watching? I was watching an episode of some show on Netflix with Zac Efron, and there was an episode where they visited Sardinia in Italy, because it's known as a blue zone. So the most centurions live there, people that are over 100.
Oh wow!
So I remember seeing it was Sardinia, Osaka, Japan.
Oh, people. Okay.
Somewhere in Greece. I think I'm not sure where in Greece. And then it was also Loma Linda, California. And I was thinking, hey, the U.S. made the cut. And then it just made me thinking, who do I know from Loma Linda?
Richard Nixon.
Oh, is he from Loma Linda? I know that a lot of Seventh-day Adventists. That school, right? Is like a.
That I don't know. Yeah.
But anyway,
anyone from Loma Linda, big shout outs to Loma Linda. Hit us up. Add comments, questions.
But that's kind of neither here or there. But for the U.S.
What do you guys think? All our 100 listeners. I'm gonna say it's 100, maybe more. Right?
I mean, it's a comedy podcast. Go crazy.
Yeah, go crazy. Yeah. What is the picture that would define the U.S. in your mind? One picture to encapsulate. Is it,
that encapsulates the essence of the U.S.
of America? So, going last week's episode, one of the commenters, Jin, I believe. Thank you.
Jin, yeah.
For asked, what are the top 5 comedy specials of all time? Instead of going in that route,
that's a good question.
I want to be like, these are the specials that influenced me.
That personally,
yeah. They might not be top 10 of all time in any list, but for me, they influenced me.
Okay, yeah, I'm curious to hear.
I think the first one, and it was not necessarily a comedy special, but it was the Def Comedy Jam of the early to mid 90s. where it was hosted by Martin Lawrence, and I didn't know what stand up was.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
And Def Comedy Jam, most of the were like, you know, like the urban black comics, right? But then it was like young Chris Tucker, young Chris Rock,
Bernie Mac,
like those people, right? And I was like, yo, what is this? Like, and you know, and it's hardcore. They're talking about cursing, they're fucking all that shit. You know what I mean?
It was so good.
So I was like, yo, what is this? You know, like Bernie Mac.
But you said specifically the Martin Lawrence one?
No.
Or you're just saying in general the
comic that I was like, yo, what the hell? All of it was shocking to me.
Yeah.
A lot of them were funny. There are a lot of classics. Like Chris Tucker blew up because of that. But the one that made me...
He had the one with the ants. Like he gets on the floor. I remember something about that. A bit.
But the one that really was like, what the fuck? Was Bernie Mac.
Oh, yeah.
Because...
his punchline was like, he got the music, someone to play the music. Like,
it was like this fool. He's making people laugh with pure. It's not even punchlines. It's like swagger. At that age, I didn't know the difference. But as I got older and I was thinking about it, I was like, you know, like it was just like, yo, I'm fucking the shit.
Yeah,
and that energy came out.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Just thinking of it now, like. I agree. Like it was the swagger, but it was also everyone bought into it. That it was contagious. Right. The laughter and the when you finally got it after the third time, that this is coming. Yeah. Like then you were like, it was so exciting, right? So,
but the extra thing, the backstory that I heard from it was so at the live taping apparently. A few comics, or at least one or two comics before him, fucking ate shit and booed. They mercilessly booed the comic. And Bernie Mac at the time was not like a well-known comedian. So he comes in and he's like, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Okay.
That's how he started.
That was his attitude coming out.
But he said it. Like he said it. He was like, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Yeah. And
kick ass, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
You know, hung low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I pull my shit up, the whole room get dark. Kick ass, bro. Right? I was like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. So in terms of like the art of stand-up, like it kind of, this was the first thing that I was introduced to.
Okay.
And so I think that was number one. Then...
I mean, if you think about it, his style was more... it was like performance art as well, not just like straight up bits and
like it was
intellectual.
It wasn't like heavy, you know, like heavy in the, you know, I'm not gonna say,
but that's a good way to get introduced to it. Like,
and then I went to some old school shit. Someone gave me a VHS of Eddie Murphy's Delirious.
Yeah, so you went,
and Delirious
backwards in time,
hilarious. Right. And
at the time, it's hard to watch now.
Yeah. But even
in the same,
because Delirious was shot in the 80s, the mid to 80s, right?
I remember watching it in the 80s and like it was the Goonie Goo Goo, right? And all that's the ice cream.
But you know what? Like I didn't know that that's what he did before.
Oh, you didn't know his MO, right?
No. Meaning when I knew of Eddie Murphy before Delirious, I knew him as Beverly Hills Cop. I knew him as Another 48 Hours. I knew him as that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and then a little later he was like the Nutty Professor. I didn't know any of that. I didn't know he was a stand-up comic. Or SNL. Until I had to do research.
Yeah.
And then when I saw this, I was like, oh shit, okay, I get it. So then,
so you knew him first as
an actor, coming to America. You know, like those, like all those.
That's like someone growing up with Mos Def as an actor and not realizing he was a poet, actor, rapper.
So that was influential.
All right, that's two.
Right. Then we
Delirious.
go into
Def Jam comedy.
Then we go into my freshman year of college.
Killing Me Softly.
Killing Them Softly. Yes.
Yeah, Killing Them Softly.
Yeah. That was, I think I've seen that one at least like at least 50 times.
That's the first thing I've ever torrented or downloaded
Illegally.
Yeah, back then like there was, it wasn't on YouTube
Kazaa,
or it wasn't like
what was it? Kazaa?
I don't know what it was back then, but I remember I had that and I would watch it over and over and over and over again.
It's to me, like, even like Dave Chappelle's like newest specials, like, I know he had like a run of like 4 or 5 that he pushed out recently in Netflix. They're all good, but none of them made me feel the way I felt about Killing Them Softly. Yeah,
dude. That was so good that when DMX passed away, I watched it again just because of the intro music. Whoa! It's like, oh man, DMX. Oh yeah, I gotta watch Killing Them Softly again.
Again, like, when you look back at a lot of specials, like, some of them don't age well, right? Like, Delirious didn't age well.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of the Def Comedy Jam stuff won't age well, but it's like. That's why I'm putting in order of influential, like my lifetime.
Yeah, sure.
And how it influenced me. I think it's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah.
So like, I've seen Chris Rock's Bigger and Blacker before and whatever. They were great.
Yeah.
But it didn't like. So freshman year of college, I started doing stand up right in between, right? Like I would do like open mics here and there, like whatever. And I was a confident punk ass kid. I still am, but it's kind of like that. Oh, I can do this.
Okay.
Right. And then I saw Dave Chappelle's thing, and I went, "No, I can't
do that.
I can't do that." Right. And so like, it's very humbling. I mean, still to this day, a lot of times when I see certain Netflix specials, that was funny, but I can do that. But then every now and again, I watch it and go, I don't know how to do that. Like whatever that person has right there, that's crazy. And Killing Them Softly was the first one that kind of like shook my brain to a point where that's almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? More than 20 years ago. Right?
More than 20. Yeah.
We still quote it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I every now and again, like,
No, Chip. No.
Yeah. And shit like that. Like that to me is it.
We talked about, you quoted it today at lunch. The chicken. Like when racism is so bad that it doesn't make you mad. It just makes you
How you know? Come on, buddy. Come on,
buddy. Everybody knew as soon as you walked through the goddamn door that you were going to order some chicken. It's just so like...
It is no secret around here that blacks and chickens are quite fond of one another. It's great wording, great everything.
Yeah.
Right? So that kind of like...
man,
influenced me.
That one I can watch over and over. I even like... Actually, like anything by Dave Chappelle, I can rewatch, even though it wasn't as good as Killing Them Softly.
Right.
Just because his opinions matter to me now.
Right.
Like in most of his specials these days, it's just him talking, right? Or just like explaining his thought process, right? Yeah. There are bits too, of course, but I even watched multiple times his Mark Twain induction. It was just really good as well. You get a lot of humor out of that.
Humor, but also just like
history. You
know what I realized? I feel like as comedians, good comedians get older. I mean, as most people get older, they become they don't have their fastball, meaning like they don't have their like for Dave Chappelle, when I see him, like still great, but like a little bit of that silliness that I loved is not there anymore. You know what I mean? Like, like that like he's still outlandish, but there's some of that silliness that I don't know. Maybe it's also his tone of voice. Yeah, because his tone of voice back in the days was very high. Yeah, but now it's like kind of on a lower end.
He tackled those jokes in a very different way. But you got to also remember, it's almost like if you watch or listen to him working out that material from Killing Them Softly, it doesn't hit as much.
Yeah.
So when you see that, you realize that he had to work that material out for a long time to get where it was, right?
Yeah.
And probably years, right? And so that's why we have things like sophomore slumps, where his second one did not hit as much because it was not as refined. Right?
Yeah.
And so the
one that he did in San Francisco, right?
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the mustache.
I mean, it wasn't as good. You know, it had some great, memorable, like grape drink kind of, you know, like, what's that purple stuff? Like purple water, sugar.
And
whatever.
of course, sugar.
So, but yeah, like it didn't hit. It wasn't as good as Killing Them Softly because it was probably, he didn't have enough time to work out more material as long as he did for Killing Them Softly. It goes... It's the same thing. It's similar in music when you have people come out with their first album and it's like amazing. And then you have that sophomore slump where it's like, whoa, they missed the mark.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, well, you know, I'm hot right now, so I need to put out more stuff to capitalize on it. But
it's just like, you know, being misused.
It's like half, you're putting out half-baked ideas and half-baked product out there, half-cooked.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, Chappelle. And then, like, when it comes to Louis and Bill Burr, right? Like,
so that was Killing Them Softly was the third one, right? Okay.
When it comes to Louis and Bill Burr, like I think they're great stand-up comedians, like amazing. I
agree. Yeah,
but I can't tell what joke came from what special.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, like
they kind of blend in all together.
They all kind of blend in, even with Bill Burr stuff. Like, oh yeah, there was a black and white special, or there's what Louis did in a suit and tie. You know what I mean? But like,
that's true.
To me, like there are certain bits from them that I truly love. Yeah, you know, but not necessarily. I can't name like a special. Like there's like Chewed Up. There's like Live at the Beacon, Live at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, I agree too. You know, I agree with that sentiment.
But like, I enjoy most of their specials all the time. Right.
You know what I think it is with them, specifically Bill. No, for both of them, it's their voice. That it's their voice and their overall opinion. It's different from Dave Chappelle.
Because he has a unique voice too, especially the young Dave or younger Dave.
But I mean, all right, put Killing Them Softly aside. He has those his callbacks are memorable, right? And he does it throughout his specials, and so you'll remember him do like, and I kick him in the, you know, like kind of, and you remember what that's from, right? For Bill Burr, you just kind of like accept the fact that he's just this angry guy, right? But he's smart. Like Louis and Bill, like Dave Chappelle's a genius, clearly, right? He's smart. They're all smart. But once you realize that these guys aren't just getting lucky with their bits and their jokes, and that they really are really, really intelligent people. That has a lot to do with why you want to continue to listen to them and hear them, because you don't want to waste your time with someone that's just getting lucky. Right. You know? I
mean, their bits are, you know, again, like I can't tell you this was the best out of it. There are 5-6 specials, right? Yeah.
I would say for Louis, I enjoy a lot of his bits that he takes onto
the show,
talk shows.
Ooh, I mean, you know, he usually uses some of that on. It comes into the special. Yeah. Like the what do you call it? Technology is amazing and it's being wasted on like the worst generation.
Yeah, that's a great bit.
I think he brought it up on Conan, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know. This thing is not. Oh, he's like, give it a second.
It's going to space.
right. Like those bits
non-contributing.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, again, with those two guys, like I can't pinpoint a special, right? I think the last special that I saw that kind of, I don't know, shook me was Elephant in the Room.
Oh, Patrice O'Neal. Yeah.
That one shook me because I was like, "Oh shit!" Like
that's somewhere in the middle. That's kind of in the middle ground between a Bill Burr, right, and Dave Chappelle. Yeah, I mean Patrice O'Neal, like his voice too. Like you cared about his opinion. And you were waiting for him to say something about something that's messed up in the world.
Well, I mean that too, but like you know,
But that special elephant in the room.
Yeah, you know why? Because I feel like I've always liked Patrice. I've done a few I've done shows with him. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But like, to me, the idea was like, he was always like, wow, this is all hardcore shit.
Mm-hmm.
But Elephant in the Room was hardcore.
Yeah.
But also like very well like polished. Meaning like, to me, I feel like you can sell that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's more digestible.
Oh yeah.
To a bigger audience.
Yeah.
And obviously it's because Comedy Central did it.
Yeah.
But but also it still kind of gave the rawness and the fucking crazy ass like thoughts and bits. Like him, I don't know anyone. I've yet to see specials with the exception of maybe Russell Peters, right? That opens stand up. The special opens up with like 15 minutes of like crowd work.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I know some of it was them, you know, like it leads to a bit, right? But then just that kind of shit. I was like, well, what's going on here? Really? Like the
Elephant in the Room, there is a lot of crowd work.
In the beginning, he points at like
the titty meat thing, right? That was
in the middle. That was in the middle,
okay.
The titty meat thing. Yes. Yeah. But like,
I mean, that special is something I've watched a number of times too. Yeah. But it's also, maybe it's really memorable for me because he doesn't have that many specials because he passed too early. He passed on too early.
He has like a right afterwards they released like a CD.
Yeah.
Or
which is really good too.
Yeah, but, Mr. P, which is great. Actually, Mr. P is great too. But the elephant in the room where he's so silly. He's like I can't spell.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
that's such a good.
You know,
it's like
let's say someone puts a gun to your
a terrorist has a gun to your mother's head, and they're like,
motherfucker spell banana. And no, what was it? Oh, damn, probably. Oh, come on, man. And then give me another.
And then you're looking at your mom. I love you, mom. Look at my eyes. I love you, mom.
No, it's
BAN. And then what's the other word though?
Probably.
Oh.
Restaurant.
Oh,
REST. It's ooh. No, but like
that other bit too about the, your mom, my girl, like she, if she had a chance to cheat on me with like a Brad Pitt or something, he look all right, but I'm not gonna cheat on
to risk what we got.
So, but for guys, it's like, is that girl like laying in the dumpster? But she looks so cute with that garbage on her.
Just wrong. Like I don't want to say wrong. I want to say like it's raw and silly. And you just can't help it. Like, to me, like when it comes to comedy, you don't have to agree with it. What at the point?
Yeah, that's true.
You just need to, if it's funny to you, laugh. You don't need to like take it personal, right? Like, he'll say some crazy shit.
I mean, with Patrice O'Neal, it's like, it's okay to laugh because of the audacity sometimes. Like, dude, nobody would say something.
No,
like
he was, dude, in Elephant in the Room, if you didn't see it, he asked the audience, he's like, why can't I harass you? You know,
right.
You know, it's hardcore. That's a hardcore. Even back then, it was a hardcore like thought, right? I think we should make a holiday like called Sexual Harassment Day, all right? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
and he's doing this bit where it's like he goes, and then he points at a girl and he goes, "What's your name? What's your name?" And then Terrell, right? He's like, "Tell me why this is wrong." Hey Terrell, let me know when you go to the bathroom so I can go smell your chair, right? When he said that, like, I know it's fucked up, you know, but just the audacity and I feel,
and then but part of the like when you see the audience let go and just give into it and like that's part of the experience where you hear the majority of the audience laughing at something is a little bit like off keel.
Yeah, because like, okay, so like Tracy Morgan, right? If you ever listen to his stand-up specials or stand-up comedy, it's like all wild shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That, you should get canceled for anything he says.
Yeah.
But it's under the guise of, yo, man, like, I'm just saying silly shit to make you laugh. So, like if you take offense to it, so be it. I mean, I don't know if that's his style now, but so I think I came up with 4 specials.
That was 4th, the elephant in the room.
Yeah, like we talked about Bill and Louie. Like I want to pick one, but I really can't.
Yeah, you didn't really choose one.
Right. And then after Elephant in the Room, like I've seen a lot of good specials, but none of them that made me go, oh shit, that was like
well crafted.
That shook me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you don't have a 5th.
I don't have a 5th.
So Bill and Louie kind of lumped into one, just their career in general kind of made you think, oh, I need to up my game kind of thing. Yeah.
So those were my 4.5. Well, 4 and 2/3.
That was a lot of fun. For me, like I'm like a big fan of stand-up, so I love hearing that list of yours. Yeah. Like maybe I'll go through mine one day.
I'm sure there's gonna be like a Norm Macdonald,
Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah. I love those guys. You know. But you know what I mean? Like Norm's great, but it didn't like shake me to my core.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so thanks Jin for the suggestion. We killed a lot of time.
Yeah, we actually went over
an hour
today. So hopefully some of you are still sticking around. But we'll end it, let's end on we're ahead, I guess.
You know what a picture of America should be?
What?
Me.
You just fucked it up there. we had a good thing going. And yeah. I'm using my one F word per show.
What is this? True. So we can be still PG-13 or whatever, right?
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Peace.